Rabotai, continuing with our series on the Halachot of Bishul Akum, another very common occurrence in Jewish households is housekeepers or maids in terms of Bishul Akum. Now, many times, parents are working, whatever it is, and they have a babysitter, a maid, a housekeeper around, and they ask them to prepare food for their children. Now, many times that can create a very, very big problem. Like we spoke about, it doesn't matter if she's working for you or not. Dat Manana Shulchan Aruch is that even by back in the time when there were slaves, even if it was an owned slave, it still creates Bishul Akum. Certainly, if it's not owned, certainly if a person's working, certainly if a person's only hired help, bevadai, that creates Bishul Akum. Now, that being said, a person has to be very careful that when you have a housekeeper or whatever it is, you should tell them not to cook any food in the house. Only reheating is okay. Reheating is you prepare all the foods before, you tell them to reheat in the microwave, in the oven, that's okay. But if it has to do with cooking, then you have to see, does it become Bishul Akum? It has to do with the kind of food. Is it able to be eaten raw? Is it something that's Olam Shulchan Melachim? Not only that, as we're going to speak tomorrow, B'ezrat Hashem, it can create problems with the kelim. You have to be very careful of these things. Not only that, housekeepers can cause other problems in Halacha, which we're not going to get into right now, in terms of Basar Sheni Ta'alim Min Ha'ayin. You can't leave a housekeeper in the house all by herself with open meat, open products that require simanim. You have other issues. There are issues that come up. So without getting into that, I gave a shiur once upon a time on housekeepers and maids and Halacha and how they impact the Jewish home. So also yain nesech, there are many issues that can arise. So you have to be careful, at least at the very, very, very least. If you're having a housekeeper cook in your house, you have to make sure that always you at least turn on the fire, at least turn on the gas, at least turn on the oven. So at least you have the safek sveka of the Abiyah Omer to make sure that the food is kasher. Otherwise, if you're telling her to turn on the oven, you're telling her to turn on the fire, then many times that will result in food that is prohibited for consumption as a result of Bishul Akum. We'll continue more tomorrow. B'ezrat Hashem. Yom Tov.